gearing in itself is a fairly very niche area that few people understand. And what we've done is, and just going back to our family history, that what happened at Winzeler Manufacturing and Tool was that Dad and Gramps made a lot of general stampings and did some very interesting things, including toys. You find in vintage toy stores with our name, which is interesting. And that but very quickly got into making stamped metal gears. So we came in especially making stamped metal gears, and those were used for everything from a walking doll to a spring-motored toy car to a timer to a radio tuner back when we had knobs and dials to bomb fuses. And that became the specialty. So what happened by chance is that Winzeler Manufacturing started making gears and then started to specialize. And then in the 1950s, Dad saw that, Harold Winzeler saw that that the metal stampings were going to be replaced in terms of the gears and some of the other products by injection molding, powdered metallurgy, die casting, fine blanking, and other technology in stamping, and started to evaluate how he would pivot to deal with this competitive forces, or these competitive forces from the marketplace. And Dad had friends in Chicago that were pioneers in injection molding. And so he was able to partner with, actually over time, with these friends and started molding companies that were outside of Winzeler Manufacturing to help us understand molding and start to get the gears. So it was the metal gear expertise that led to looking into plastics, and then ultimately seeing that looked like a good future. When I came out of engineering school, we started moving the punch presses out and buying molding presses, and converted this plant from a tool room and stamping facility with a little bit of assembly to injection molding.
So you yourself went to engineering school?
I'm a mechanical engineer from Bradley University.
Okay.
Our family story is that Johnny Winzeler Gramps, who I don't know if he even had an education at all, came here in Chicago out of an orphanage and became a pioneer tool and die maker and built up a very substantial business, much bigger than we have today.
Was it an American orphanage or from another country?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Really?
Yeah, he was born in the Oregon Territories and was hauled out. Mom and Dad went out there in a covered wagon after they migrated from Switzerland. And then migrated back to the Midwest in a covered wagon.
Wow.
His dad passed away in Oregon, the Territories, and Mom got sick or something. And so anyway, he became a pioneer tool and die maker, and he and a partner had this company, Reliance Die and Stamping, and unfortunately they lost it during the Depression. His partner committed suicide. The financial partner, Gramps, ended up in a mental institution. But what my father did, that if anybody would do today, and I wasn't channeled that way myself, but Dad was a graduate mechanical engineer from Northwestern, and then he went on a bench like his father became a famous tool maker coming out of engineering school.
I read that on your website that he got his degree in mechanical engineering and then came back and
then went to
learned the school.
Yep, just somebody did that today. Yep. And then we have examples of that in membership in TMA of people that were hands-on as well as getting the formal education. And we have a lot of examples of people who were hands-on that just had the street smarts, to be able to do very well with theirs. Dad's company was Winzeler Manufacturing Tool. And what happened, which was good, is that Winzeler was started in 1940, so we're in the 82nd year.
Okay.
And Gramps straightened out mentally and came to work with Dad. So really, our business during the Second War, post-war, was euphoric in terms of everything was made here. There was a lot you could do. Gramps being the tool engineer, having the business, the experience. Dad being more of the entrepreneur, the front end, sales and marketing, and that part of the business. But could appreciate the making, and of course, at that point in time, you had access to a lot of foreign trained tool makers from Switzerland, Germany, that were in Chicago. So it was a great time to start a business, and I can only think of that era in Chicago being like China was 20 years ago. The building is now a parking lot for the United Center.
Really? Okay.
They expanded when they expanded the United Center. Yeah.
So did you move the building?
No, Dad and Gramps moved out here I think it was 56.
Okay.
Is when they moved to Harwood Heights. They had a rental building, a two-story rental building in the city, which they say was in the shadows of the Chicago Stadium. And I came out to the mushroom fields out there.